Hey guys, it's Cameron again, and I'm here to review Gilt by Lori Langdon. The author was very kind and sent me an ARC of this book in exchange for an honest review. This is a young adult mystery, and I was very excited when I heard about it because there really isn't much mystery in the young adult world nowadays, so I was curious to see what Lori Langdon would do with this story. I really enjoyed her Dune series that she co-wrote with Carrie Corp, and this is quite a departure from that. This is a more dark kind of mystery story. The story follows two different characters, one of which is Ashton, who is just now being released from juvie after spending about 4 years locked up. He was wrongly convicted of murdering his best friend when he was 14 years old and was then sent away. But considering he had extremely good behavior in juvie, he is now being released under very heavy supervision, of course. So now he decides that he's going to go back to his town called Gilt and find the person who framed him for this murder. He wants to seek revenge and clear his name. The second character that the story follows is Willow, who was Ashton's best friend when they were kids. Of course, she believes that Ashton was innocent, but they lost touch while he was in juvie, and she is now kind of trying to find her own way in Gilt. Of course, she does not know that Ashton is being released, so it is a bit of a surprise to her when he comes to town. So the story is essentially about them rekindling their friendship, but at the same time, the murderer is out there, and he or she does not want Ashton back in town. So that person is now sending threatening messages to Ashton, and as Ashton and Willow get closer, Willow starts receiving the messages as well. Before I read the book, when I looked at the synopsis, I thought this was going to be a very angsty kind of book. And while it does have a little bit more grittiness to it than Lori's other books, it's really not as angsty as I thought it would be. Now, I am okay with angst in adult books, but usually when it comes to young adult, I'm very annoyed by it. I just feel like it's unnecessary drama, and it's the whole he said, she said, or nobody says anything about how they feel about each other, and they just kind of brood over it. I hate that. That really annoys me. So I was happy when I picked this up and I found out it's not that kind of book. There's some really serious stuff happening to these characters, and they're trying to handle it the best way that they can. That being said, I did enjoy the characters in this book. I really liked Willow. I thought she was a very good character. She's not the kind of young adult heroine that's very annoying and whiny. She's just a regular teenage girl who still loves her family. She would do anything for the people that she loves. And she is dealing with a lot of anxiety. She has really bad panic attacks. And that's one of the things I liked most about this book is the descriptions of the panic attacks. They're very realistic. And as somebody who has experienced that a couple times in my past, I could connect because it felt real. So I really enjoyed Lori's descriptions of those panic attacks that she was feeling. It made me feel sorry for her character. But at the same time, she's not really whiny about it. She just wants to get over it and move on with her life. I also liked Ashton. At the beginning of the story, he's very angry, but you can kind of see how his character grows toward the end of the book. I was worried he was going to be this really brooding, dark love interest, but he's not. He's really just a normal guy. He's just had it really rough. Moving on from the characters, the writing itself is very fresh. Lori has just a very nice, flowing writing style that never gets old. The story takes place in the fall time, so there's some very nice descriptions of the setting and the leaves and the food. Now, like I said, Gilt is the town that they live in, and it's a very small, hippie kind of town, and it's just a great cozy kind of setting for the book. Ashton's house that he lived in as a kid, and now Willow is living there. It's a very big old house, and every year Willow's mom hosts this massive Halloween party, and it's very cool. It takes place inside Ashton's childhood home, so it's very gothic, and I love the descriptions of all of the different decorations. The final showdown takes place at that Halloween party, and it reminded me very much of some of the old slasher films from the 80s, as well as some of the old 90s point horror films that I used to read when I was a kid. The final showdown, since it does take place during Halloween at this Halloween party, it's very epic and very kind of creepy. It takes a nice creepy turn, which I liked. And yeah, it was pretty cool, and I wish that Halloween party was a real thing because I would totally go to it. So those are my basic thoughts on Gilt by Lori Langdon. This book comes out on September 27th, so it's only a few weeks away. I definitely recommend going ahead and giving this book a pre-order. It's a very nice fall kind of book. And that is all for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.